Okay, so I'm keeping the very first screen with the marking scheme for anyone to be referred when you are looking to the recording, right? So let's shift to the question. So from the very first question, it is asking about tsunami, which happens on the 2004. And back then, it was a very disastrous experience and was a new experience for everyone in Sri Lanka. So there were a lot of data emerging on that era, emerging on that years regarding the tsunami, right? So people are talking about tsunami, world is talking about tsunami. So Sri Lankan people tend to search about the tsunami and take out research papers and all these things. So due to those reasons, it was a hot topic on 2004, and it was a pretty good information to that particular time, right, which is 2004, right? But when it comes to the 2021 or 2021 today, it is like after 17 years, now we are going to talk about it. Like after 17 years, since there is no any new events of tsunamis in between, it is just a memory, it is just a data for our people who are living into 2021. So actually it is not relevant, not in our timeline, a tsunami is happening in these days. So because of that, the tsunami in 2004 is just a fact when it comes to our point of view, right? So we are just talking about, okay, there was an incident in 2004 called tsunami, and there are some very few discussions, but not having any discussion in a major matter. So the reason is it is not happening on this timeline, right? Not recently happening. So it is not timely, right? Not that it is because not relevant, it is relevant, right? Tsunami is always relevant because it's make disasters, right? And that information is complete. It says when it has happened, how it has happened, right? And there were many details regarding that. So that particular information is a complete information and an accurate information, right? But it is not in the timeline now. So the fact that is not being discussed today, it is because of the characteristics, which is called timeliness, right? So the answer for the first one should be the timeliness, right? The second answer. Okay, so in the second question, a grade 10 student has invented a machine to check the bags of those who enter a bank. When the bag is inserted into the machine checks it. If there isn't anything suspicious, green bulb will be lit. And if there is anything suspicious, red bulb will be lit. Which of the following answer displays the input, process, output of this machine in order? Now that matters. They are asking it in order. So input first, process next, and the output should be there. So input, according to this scenario, the input should be the bag to this particular system, and the process will be checking what is inside it, right? And the output should be a particular bulb indicating whether it is suspicious or not, right? So input in the bag, check in the bag, then lighten up the bulb, right? So according to that, first one can be taken as the answer, right? All other all other answers have these things, but not in order, right? So order matters. Since they are asking what happens, how it happens in order, we have to give input first, process next, and the output later, right? Okay, moving to the third question. It says the government use e-government facility for organized government activities. What are the services that provide to government employees from the government? So when it comes to the e-government concept, we know that e-government concept goes like categorized under 4 sectors. When the governments give a services online to its citizens, it says G2C, government to citizen or government to consumers. When the government providing services to government employees, it calls G2E, government to employee. When the government is providing services to a particular business online, right? So it is considered as G2B, government to business. And when government is providing a service online to other governments, it is considered as G2G, right? So here they are asking about the G2E services, G2E, government to employee services. So the first one says cash payment services. Now, cash payment services is not only for the government employees, it is available for everyone, right? So because of that, we can't take this as a government to employee service, right? Providing loan facilities to government employees. Now, loan facilities will be given by the banks, not by the government. What government can do is they can provide the details of the loan facilities to the government employees. So because of the fact that it is saying providing loan facilities, this is going to be considered as an incorrect one. If it says providing the details of loan facilities to the government employees, of course, that can be taken as a G2E service. And providing gazettes and application forms, yeah, definitely that's going to be a correct answer. So only C is going to be a correct answer. That is why I have given marks to this question, disregarding what's the answer that you are going to correct. So that is why I said the third one, you can take marks for any answer, right? There will be this kind of situation in the O-level paper in very rare cases, right? But if something happens, it goes like this, right? And it doesn't mean that all does not mean all the answers are correct, right? All means everyone can have the mark, right? Okay, so in the fourth, it says the following table, column A shows, actually it's not the slows, it shows the devices which use in health sector. Column B shows the functions of those devices. So they are asking us to match it. So first one is ECG, electrocardiogram machine. So now electrocardiogram machine clearly monitors the heartbeat. So E is referred to L. So when you know that, you can directly find the answer. See, only first answer contains E related to L. None of the other answers are containing L as related with E, right? So we can straight away go to the first answer as the correct one. And like if you take MRI, magnetic resonance imaging device, so it is creating images about the internal organs of the a particular body or particular animal, right? So F is related with the N. EEG, electroencephalography, it's clearly regarding the brain, right? So it records how the brain activities are happening. So G goes with O. And CSM, cardiac screening machine, it is like screening the heart activities, or like the nature of the heart on the particular screen, right? So this is clearly related with the M, right? So because of that, we can take first one as the answer for the fourth. Moving to the fifth one, it says, consider the following statement related to the computer evolution and choose the correct statement. Blaise Pascal invented the Adding machine. Yes, Blaise Pascal is the one who has invented the Adding machine, so it is correct. Joseph Jacquard invented weaving machine with punch card system. Yeah, Joseph Jacquard actually inventor of the punch card system. Later it was used as an input to the first generation computers. So this is correct. Howard Aiken invented the analytical engine, not the Howard Aiken that invented the analytical engine. Analytical engine was an idea about the Charles Babbage. He is the one who is introducing the analytical engine with the concept of input, process, and output, right? Actually, that is happened before the computer evolutions are done. So we consider that as a pre-mechanical era. But again, analytical engine was an idea, or was a particular prototype which is given by the Charles Babbage. So due to that reason, due to that, Charles Babbage was introducing the analytical engine with the concept of input, process, and output. He was considered as the father of the computer, right? Because it is the concept even we are using nowadays, right? So for that, you can take the answer as A and B, only A and B, the second answer, right? Okay, so for the fifth one is the, the second answer. Tedara, yes. Yeah, mechanical loom means it's like, I'll show you a mechanical loom, right? රෙදි වියන යන්ත්‍ර කියලා අපි කියන්නේ, right? Yeah, I'm very scared of searching these kind of words because internet got a lot of pictures regarding one particular image, right? So yeah, so this is what you call a loom, right? Nowadays, loom is something not like something beyond mechanical, right? But there are like අහලා තියෙනවනේ the වචනේ hand ඔය දැන් අපේ ගොඩක් ආච්චිලා සීයලා කතා කරනවා hand loom කියලා, right? So this is a hand loom machine. This is purely done by the purely done manually using our hands, right? These kind of machines are considered as the mechanical looming machines, right? So what Joseph Jacquard does was to have this kind of patterns inside this. He made this punch card system, right? But later it was used as the input, or like to represent ones and zeros in the first generation computers, right? Is that clear, Dua? Right, okay. Right, Dihan, we are discussing the paper which we have done last week. The sixth one, what is the correct example for equipment which uses the type of signal indicated in the following illustration? Now, first of all, you have to identify this is an analog signal, right? So analog signal is given by the analog devices, right? If you take the smartphone, it is a digital device. This is a digital device, as well as laptop and desktops. So it's only the speed meter or the speedometer which can be found as a analog one, right? There are digital ones as well, but most of the times we find speedometers as an analog, right? So it measures the speed, right? So due to that, we can take second one as the answer for the sixth question, right? Okay, so the seventh one is talking about Pumi used wireless mouse in her laptop because because it is easy to use. What is the media of data transfer of this mouse? Now, when it comes to the mouse, we oftenly see Bluetooth mouses, right? Now, Bluetooth is made out of radio waves, right? As well as the Wi-Fi, but we don't have anything called Wi-Fi mouse. We have Bluetooth mouse, right? So like we can take radio wave as a common answer because Bluetooth is a radio wave at the end of the day. As well as we can find infrared mouses occasionally, right? Not very popular one, but we can find it from that particular technology as well. So that is why the seventh one can have both second one and the fourth one as the answers, right? So that is why I have given it as fourth and the second in the marking scheme, right? And people, if you got any questions regarding what I am discussing, just throw me the question, right? So then I'll tell you what's going on. Okay, the eighth one, they are asked to consider us about this data communication medias. There are 3 types of wires that is given to us, right? So what we can see is, we can see a coaxial wire from the A. So this is coaxials. So this is fiber optics. And this is twisted pairs. Right? So used in modern telephone networks, clearly it's the fiber optics. So X is referred with B, that is the major technology when you are having a telephone connection or a communication connection now to your houses. So it's the fiber optic connection that they are providing you with the highest technologies and the highest speed. Transfer data to maximum of distance of 100 meters. Now that is actually done by the twisted pair, right? Yeah, that's it. It can be referred as optical fiber and fiber optics. Both the words are okay, right? Not optic fiber, optical fiber or fiber optics. Right, then used in CCTV cables and television antennas. Yeah, that is the coaxial cable. So that means this is A. So X is referred with B, Y is referred with C, and Z is referred with A. So the correct answer is going to be the first one. Right, the ninth one, which of the following is a function of OMR? Now, OMR stands for optical mark recognition, right? So that particular device is there to recognize a mark, right? Right? So check number of a check. Now, this is done by the MICR, magnetic ink character recognition, right? And check the MCQ answer is going to be the answer for this, because MCQ answers are marked by a particular mark in the marking sheet. Scanning characters, this can be done by OCR, optical character recognizer. Reading barcodes, obviously, we do this using barcode reader, right? So the one which describes the function of OMR is the second one, right? So second one can be taken as the answer. Right, okay, Dihan, for that you have to have some preparation, Puta. There are, all the recordings are there in the website. So anyhow, you have to go through that. Either you have to take a help from some other teacher, right? So anyhow, you have to build up your competency, Puta, right? So I hope it will be covered up when the times goes. Right, so just see what can you done about it, right? But I can provide my all recordings in the website, so you can refer those from the beginning and you can have an idea about how the things are going on, right? Okay, so the 10th one, consider following statements related to be secondary memory. So they are talking about the secondary memory. Now, secondary memory means what? The storage devices. Right, so we talk about these storage devices, or like the secondary storage or secondary memory in three different categories, which is the magnetic storage, the optical storage, and the solid state storages, right? Now these storages can have the data with or without the power connecting to it, right? If you take a hard disk as an example in your computer, if your computer got if you shut down your computer, the data inside the hard disk is not going to delete it, right? But when it comes to the RAM kind of a memory, random access memory, which we consider as primary memories, so they are not like that. They will keep the things inside them until the power supply is given to them. When the power supply is disconnected, the details of the data which was inside that will be vanished, right? So because of that reason, we call secondary memory as a non-volatile memory. Non-volatile. right? So non-volatile means will not be vanished or will not be destroyed, right? The volatile means being destroyed, right? Or like being deleted, right? So can store data and information permanently. So statement A can be taken as a correct one because it stores the data permanently. Once we save something to our hard disk, it will be there, right? With or without power. It is a volatile memory. Now that is a clear incorrect one because it is not a volatile one. It is a non-volatile one. So we got 3 volatile memories in our computer, which we call registers, the RAM, as well as the cache memory. So these 3 types of memories are the volatile memories. Non-volatile, we take secondary storage or the secondary memory, as well as we consider ROM, read-only memory, as a non-volatile memory, right? So A is correct, B is incorrect, and C says can connect both internal and external, externally. It's better, can connect both internally and externally to a computer. Yeah, so I hope you gather the idea what they are trying to say. So we can say it is a correct one, can connect both internally and externally, right? So if you take a hard disk, you can find internal hard disk as well as external hard disks, right? So the correct answer is going to be A and C, the third one. Right. Okay, people. So up to the 10th question. Is that clear? Yes, Bihan, last week, it's only the paper we did. So we didn't do any recordings for that. Right. So today we are going to, we are doing the discussion. Okay, right. From 11th question onward, which of the following is mostly used port for the television and audio devices? Yeah. So now, when it comes to the television and audio devices, right, mostly used one. So the HDMI port can be taken, right, as well as USB port also there, right? So they are asking which of the following is mostly used port for the television and the audio devices, right? So we can connect the audio devices using HDMI as well, right? In the Sinhala paper, the question was a complete different one, right? So here it is a complete different one. So according to this question, what we can say is both HDMI and the USB port can be taken as the correct answers, right? Because we can clearly use the HDMI port when we are connecting a particular set-top box with the television and all these things. And there are USB ports as well to connect a pen drive and all these kind of USB devices. And if we are connecting an external speakers, so we can use the USB devices to connect those, right? So you can take both first answer and the fourth answer as the correct ones. So I think I have made the changes in the 11th, the first and the fourth, both are correct, right? So first and the fourth, right? So the 12th, which of the following is correct? Internet and walkie-talkie is a full duplex communication media. Now, when it comes to the internet, it is quite conflicting. Like we can't solely say internet is a half duplex or full duplex, because internet contains different kinds of services, and those services, some of those services are acting as a full duplex one. Some of those services acting as a half duplex one. If you take a particular example like World Wide Web, the WWW, one of like the famous service of the internet, right? And internet has many services, right? It's like internet can have email service, the World Wide Web, as well as when it comes to the file transferring part, the file transfer protocol, the chatting services, different kinds of services are there, right? So if you take World Wide Web, WWW, it is kind of a half duplex, right? Because when we need to refer the www in simple terms, when we need to go to the internet, අපි internet යනවා කියලා කරන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට website එකකට යන එක, but internet යනවා කියන එක අපේ හුරුවට අපි කියන්නේ, right? But internet කියලා කියන්නේ services ගොඩක එකතුව, right? We are actually going to the www, the World Wide Web, right? So when you are going to refer a particular website, we move to the www and we type a particular web address. Like as an example, let's say www.ethaksalawa.com, right? ethaksalawa.org, as I remember, right? ethaksalawa.moe.gov.lk, that's the full address. However, like let's simply say we are going to go to the google.com. So you type www.google.com. So then you press enter. Once you press enter, it will send the message to the google.com in America. Someone is asking your web pages on their computer. Then google.com will send those pages to your browser. So it is a half duplex one, right? Like communicating to a one direction at a time, right? So it can communicate both the directions, but one direction at a time. So, right? So www, the World Wide Web, is kind of an half duplex. But if you take a service like email, that can be, or like the chatting service, in instance messaging service like WhatsApp and Viber kind of things, that can be taken as a full duplex one, right? When you are chatting from this end, the other guy can send a message from the other end as well. There is no any limitations that first one party should message, then only the other party can reply, right? There is nothing like that, right? So because of that, we can't say internet clearly whether it is a full duplex or a half duplex one, but we can clearly say walkie-talkie is not going to be a full duplex one. It is a clear answer that is a half duplex. So because of that, this can be taken as an incorrect answer or incorrect statement. Part B says data transfer from the computer system to the monitor using simplex communication. Yeah, that is correct, because VGA cable is there to take the graphics which is given by the processed by the processor or the CPU onto the monitor, right? So that communication happens from the system unit to the monitor, only to that direction. Graphics will never go from monitor to the computer system or like the system unit, right? So that can be taken, because of that, it can be taken as a simplex communication. Communicates only to one direction, like the TV broadcasting station is sending the signal to our antenna. So we watch the TV from the television. We watch the program from the television, and it is being broadcasted from the television broadcasting station. So they are the people who send in the message. We are the people who are receiving the message. We won't be able to send the message through our TV to the broadcasting station. That cannot be done, right? So that is why it is called simplex communication. So part B can be taken as a correct one. And C, email is a half duplex communication. Now email, as I told you, there is no limitation or there is no any barrier. When I'm sending an email to you, you have to wait until my email receives at your place, then to reply, or then to send me a message. When I'm sending you an email, you can send me an email as well. So email cannot be considered as a half duplex, right? It is a full duplex one, right? I have a small memory about that the book is saying that email is a half duplex kind of a one, they may take the scenario of sending a message and replying to the particular message, right? In that case, we can say it is a half duplex. A scenario එකට විතරක්. මොකද මම message එක යවුවම තමයි මම යවපු message එකට reply කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So then that particular scenario should be explained clearly, right? Like if the statement C says, when a person sends a message to a particular person, then he replies to it, can be considered as a half duplex one. Yeah, that's 100% clear half duplex communication. But generally emailing cannot be considered as a half duplex one. When I'm sending an email to you, you can send me an email at the same time, right? There is no limitation for that, right? So because of that, this can be considered as an incorrect one. Behind duplex means you can communicate both the direction at the same time. In the half duplex, you can't do it at the same time. Someone has to communicate to the other end first, then that part is going to be communicated to the next end, right? Like the walkie-talkie machines. Right, so because of this, only B is going to be the correct answer. So we don't have any answer like that. Because of that, for the 12th one, I have given all as the correct one, right? So you can take 12, any answer is correct, not because any answer is correct, it is because no correct answer inside that. Because of that, I have given the mark. Right, 13, staying in this country, Sumudu is who following a foreign degree in British University. He should deposit £30 in ABC International Bank for the first term. He should do this in this country itself. Which computer network is used for this particular transaction? Now, someone can argue that this particular thing can be done within the country, right? But since they are saying it is a foreign country's bank, so we can assume that bank is there at a foreign country, no branches in Sri Lanka. So Sumudu is staying in this particular, in our country and sending the money over the internet to the British bank, which is in some particular country, right? So British University, which is in some particular country. So it's a very large area of network that he is using. So that is called WAN, wide area network, right? So the 13th, you can go for the second answer as the correct one. In case someone can argue that particular, if any branch exists of this particular ABC International Bank in Sri Lanka, so that can be considered as a metropolitan area network. Yes, that should be said in here to consider that particular scenario. So generally, we can say Sumudu is using a wide area network, something called internet, to do this transaction, right? Okay. So the 14th one, what is the device which can be used as a hardware and software security barrier when connecting a computer network with the internet? Clearly, it is the firewall. Firewall is the device which provides the security for a particular network. So firewall can be found as a software regarding the network or as a hardware, right? So firewall can act in both ways, right? So answer for the 14th one is the third one, right? Modem, it is there to convert the analog signal into a digital signal and vice versa, right? That means digital signal into an analog signal. Router is there to connect with the internet, have the connectivity, right? Not to provide the security. And switch is there to create a small network. Like you have you have a particular small lab in your school, right? So they have networked their devices using a device called switch, which gives the ability to have a small network. So basically using a switch, we are creating a star topology to have a network in our laboratories, right? So the device that can be considered as providing the security is the firewall, right? 15th one, it's saying the following network topology is. Now here you have to be very careful with the devices and the diagram which is given here, right? If you look closely, you can see there is a bus kind of a line over here. But you know, the bus topology happens like this. So there is a main line, and to that main line, devices are being connected. But here, they have used a special device to connect the computers. Now, this small segment itself, it is a star topology, right? But this indicates a bus topology. So two topologies are mixed together. So if you are mixing any topologies, any two or more topologies together, it's definitely a tree topology, right? So this is bus alone. So this is the star, right? And you know how the mesh is being created, right? So having the connection to each and every computer from each and every other computer, right? So that is called the mesh topology. So remember, in tree topology, they mix two or more topologies together, right? So that can be, the answer can be considered as a tree topology. Okay, so here comes the calculation part. What is the number equivalent to the decimal 15710? So they have given different kinds of answers here. So we have to do the calculation and see. So let's do the calculation. So 157, right? So you should have a clear idea of doing the calculation here in 157. When we are converting a decimal value into a binary, we are going to divide by 2, right? We have done a lot of exercises regarding this, right? So 157 divided by 2, that can be considered as 7 for 15 and 1 is remaining, 8 for 17 and 1 is the final remainder. So 78 divided by 2, 3 for 7, for 18 it is 9, no remaining part is there, right? Then 39 is divided by 2 again, 1, and for 19 it is 9 and 1 is remaining. Divided by 2 again, so this is going to be 9 and 1 is remaining. And dividing this by 2 again, this is 4 and 1 is remaining. Divided 2 again, 2 and 0 remaining. Dividing this by 2 again, 1 and 0 is remaining. So you can stop your division from this particular point because you have received something less than 2 as the answer. So from the stopping point, you can start and you can write the remainders to the top to find the answer. So the 157 will equal to the 100111101. So that means this answer is correct. This statement is correct. It says 100111101. Right, so that is a correct representation of the 157 in binary. So to find the octal representation, we can use the binary representation, right? So the binary representation that we were given is 100111101. So this is a binary value. To convert this into an octal, what we are going to do is we are going to separate this binary value into the group of 3 bits starting from your right. So these individually, these groups are considered as a binary value. Then we convert that binary value into the decimal to find the final octal value. So when you are converting this, the place value of these small binary groups are important. So this has 1, 2, 4 as its place value, right? So that is for that group. And for the next group, again, 1, 2, and 4 will be there as the place values. Here again, 1 and 2 is there as the place values. So when we are determining the number which is represented by these small groups, it is very easy for us to determine because we only need to consider the place values which has 1 over it. Now we got 1 and 1 over here. So we are going to add 4 and 1 to find the answer. So that is 5. We got 1 and 1 over here. So we add 2 and 1 together to find the answer. That is 3. So we had 1 over 2. So we only take 2 as the answer for this. We disregard the zeros if a particular 0 is above the place value. So the octal value is going to be 235 in octal. So that means the first statement A is correct as well as statement B. But clearly not the statement C because it is again in octal value 575. Right? So it is wrong. So the correct answers are going to be A and B, which is the first one. For the 16th, first one is the answer. Okay, so the 17th, yeah, people, was that clear? Any questions regarding this, regarding the calculation? Nothing? All right, great. Okay, so moving to the 17th one, it is asking what is the decimal value equivalent to the hexadecimal 2f? That's a simple calculation. So 2f in hexadecimals. So we have to consider what are the place value of these things. So this has 16 to the power 1. This has 16 to the power, I'm sorry, the first one has 16 to the power 0. Next one has 16 to the power 1. So that means they represent 1 and 16, right? So to calculate the value, what we have to do is 16 will be multiplied by 2, should be added to the F indicates the 15 according to the hexadecimal. So 1 will be multiplied by 15. So what is happening here? This place value multiply with the corresponding symbol value. So 16 with 2 and 1 with 15, right? So 16 into 2 is 32, 1 into 15 is 15. So the answer is going to be 47 in decimal, right? So 47, it is the second answer, right? So that is going to be the answer for the 17th one. Okay, now when it comes to the 18th one, it is about the binary addition, and we don't know how to do the binary addition. Earlier syllabuses, they had that. But what we can do is we can convert these two into the decimals and we can do the addition and reconvert and see what kind of an answer which is matched with that decimal point value. So what we have to do is we have to write P in decimal. That is the easy way of doing it. So P indicates 1100. So if you consider the place values, this will be 1, 2, 4, and 8. So like we did before, we only consider ones over here. So we add up 8 and 4 to find the value of the P. This is done only for the binary number system people, not for the other things, right? So this indicates 12 because of that, right? And the Q Q indicates all ones, 4 ones are there, right? And again, if you consider the place values, it's 1, 2, 4, and 8, right? So here we are going to consider all the values because every place value contains ones. So 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 gives you 15. So that means P plus Q indicates 27 in decimal. So we don't have a decimal value called 27 in between our choices. We got 26, clearly 6 is not going to be an answer. So we have to find whether the first or the second or the third that is going to be tally with this. So first let's convert 27 into a binary. So 27 is divided by 2. It will be like 13 and 1 is remaining. Again by 2, 6 is 1 is remaining. Again by 2, 3 is remaining. Again by 2, 1 is remaining. So the mic off karaganda. Right. So now we can stop dividing from this particular point and you can consider the very last answer and the remainders to figure out what's the value is. So it's 11011. So 27 equals 11011 in binary. Right, so that gives you the very first answer, I guess. Right, yeah. So the first answer can be taken as the correct answer for the 18th. Right, so that gives the second and the third is not going to be tally with those, right? And when it comes to the 19th, it is asking which of the following is represent ascending order of these numbers. Now, when you look into the all 4 answers, they are talking about 4 different values in 4 different bases. Right. පුතේ mics ගැන සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න මොකද මට දිගින් දිගටම කියන්න බෑ අනිත් අයට disturb වෙනවා පාඩමට disturb වෙනවා and people you have to rename your showing name having the particular registration number at the first of your name, right? පොඩක් එක rename කරගන්න නැනපෙතේ නම්බර් එක ඉස්සරහට දාලා ඔයගලගේ නම අරගන්න මාක් කරන අයට නැත්තම් පහසුයි කීප දෙනෙක්ම ඉන්නවා දාලා නැති ඉක්මන් කරමු. Right, so when you are logging into the session, please remember that you have to have your index number first, then the name later. Right, okay. Numbers හම්බෙලා නැති කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවා නම් කියන්න මම එතකොට නැනපෙතට ඉන්ෆෝම් කරන්නම්. Right. Yes. Rusira, 18th වල තිබුණ දෙක කියලාද? Let me see. Let me check. Right, does it? මං ඉන්ෆෝම් කරන්නම් does it? 18th, let me see, 18th. Yes, the second one. For some reason, what went wrong? Hold on. Yes. දෙවෙනි එකත් හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ hold on මම බලන්නම්. 1A. Oops. නෑ පුතා එතන මගේ අතින් මිස්ටේක් එකක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. it should be the first answer, Buddha. For 18th, it should be the first answer. Right? Last week, Katya Hadaganna, 18th question, first answer. Right? Magyati mistake එකක් වෙලා ඒක මම අස්කල්ලා දෙක කියලා දාගත්තේ, right? Okay. All right. Then the 19th. Now, if you look into the numbers, they have used the same 4 numbers in all 4 answers in different bases. So we have to do the calculation and see whether these 4 numbers are on a correct order or not, right? So in the ascending order or not. So the best way that we can achieve this question is like converting all the values into a decimal values. අපිට 10 පාදයෙන් ආවනේ අපි compare කරගන්න දන්නේ නේද? අනිත් bases වල අපිට හරියටම compare කරගන්න තේරෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So it's better you take it to the 10 base as the 10 base values. So let us convert those values to the base 10. So the first value is 1, 2 zeros, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. This is a binary value. So we can consider the place values like this. 16, this has 32, this has 64, and this has 128. So we are going to add up 128 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4 and 1. Right? So together, how big it is? Let me see. 128 plus 16, it's going to give us, I wrote it correctly, right? 100, 11101. Yeah. Yeah. Is it 157? Okay, let me see. 28, 16. Yeah, it's going to be 34, 44, 44 plus 8, 52, 52 plus 4, 56, 57. Yeah, this is 157 in base 10. And then we got 5b. So 5b, it is in hexadecimal. So we take 1 and 16 over here. So 16 into 5 plus 1 into b means 11. So this gives 80 plus 11, 91 in 10. Then 234 in octal, 234 in octal. So the place values are going to be 1, 8, and 64. So 64 into 2 plus 8 into 3 plus 1 into 4. So that gives 128 plus 24 plus 4. That means 156 in decimal. So the last one is 126.10. Right? So what are the values that we have to consider? 157, 91, 156, and 126. So the smallest one is 9110. That means 5b16 should be at the very first, since they are asking the ascending order. Right? So first one is disqualified. The 5b is fourth one disqualified. So the second one 5b is there, third one 5b is there. Then after the 91, then the 126 should be there. Yeah, for that reason, we can take second one as the answer. This is the answer. Right here, you got 234. Because of that, this is wrong. Right? So for the 19th, you can have the second answer as the correct answer. Right. Then the 20th, it says, what is the BCD code equivalent to the decimal 69? Now, when it comes to the BCD codes, BCD represent a particular decimal symbol using 4 bits or using 4 ones and zeros, right? So from 0 to 9 in decimal will be represented using 4-bit binary code as a BCD code, right? So here they are asking what is the code equivalent to the decimal 69, right? Now, according to the BCD, Now we use these place values to create the BCD code 1248. ඔය values හතර පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි BCD code එක අපි හදාගන්නේ. So how we have made the 6 over here? So 6 is 0 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, and 0 over here. Right? So 4 plus 2 is 6. So we create 6 like that. Right? Then 9. How 9 is being made? 1 over here, no 4s, no 2s, but 1 over here. So that is what you call 9. 8 plus 1 makes 9. Right? So these two patterns should be there in your answer. So 0, 1, 1, 0 should be at the first, then 1, 0, 0, 1 should be second, right? So the correct answer is going to be the second one due to these two ones. So this indicates 6, this indicates 9. All right, so answer sheet for the 19th, for the 20th one, let me see. Yes, 20th one, it says 3. Neither. Yes, it's not the 3, Puta, it's going to be 2. මං හිතන්නේ මේ මගේ අතින් මිස් ප්ලෑන් වෙලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක 20th වල තියෙන්න ඕනේ 2. Yeah, මම මේ වැරදිලා හිතලා මාක් වෙලා ඇත්තේ 20th it should be 2. Right, so let me do the changes. 20th, it's a second answer. Right, please do the amendments. Right, 20th, it's the second answer. Right, so the 21st, if the character E is represented as this particular binary number in ASCII code in system, what is the ASCII code for G? Okay, so now you know in the ASCII code they have their letters in an order. So when you know a particular number of a particular character, you can define what are the other numbers which defines the other letters, right? So here what they have done is they have given E, the value of E. So E is given as 1000101. So if we convert this into a decimal value, so this has these place values. So this represents 64 plus 4 plus 1. So that means 69. Now 69 represents E. So F represents 70, G represents 71. Right? Now what you have to do is extract 71 or convert 71 into a binary. Now how 71 can be made? Now when you're doing these kind of calculations, you can go with the traditional way by dividing 71 by 2 until you get 1, as well as you can use this as well, right? You can use the place values. Now if I need to find 71, I write the place values which happens just before the 71. Right? දැන් 64ට පස්සේ තියෙන 128නේ. So මම 128 ලියන්නේ නැහැ. මම 64ට වෙනකම් place values ටික ලියා ගන්නවා. Then after using these place values, you create 71. So how you are going to create 71? You need 64, no 32s, no 16s, no 8. 8 එකවොත් 72 හැදෙනවා. 64 plus 8 කියන්නේ 72. So 64 plus 4, 68, 68 plus 2, 70, 70 plus 1, 71. So the correct answer should be the second one. Right? Just let's check whether it's correct. Yeah, 21, it should be the second one, people, not the third one. Right? Please do that amendment as well. 21. It's the second answer, not the third answer. Right? $21, it's the second answer. It's the correct answer. Okay. So finally, it is asking which of the following BCD has least value. So the answers are in BCDs. So we have to find out what is this BCD value is representing. So what we have to do is we have to divide this. We have to divide this from the 4-bit positions, right? So that means from these places. We have to divide it from these places and see what they really represents. Right? So if you think about the first answer, it represents 1001. Now the place value of these things are 1, 2, 4, and 8. So this represents what? 9. Then the second one says, second one means second part. This part, it represents 9. This part is going to represent 2. Right? So this represents then 92. Likewise, in the third answer, it represents 1, 3 zeros, that means 8. Then 0, 0, 1, 1, that means 3. 2 plus 1, 3. So it represents 83. In the second, it says 0, 1, 0, 0, that represents 4. The next one says 0, 1, 0, 1. So that represents 5. So it is equals to the 45, the second answer. The last one, it represents 1001. This gives you 9 again. And the finally, it's 1000. 1000 is 8. So it's going to be 98. So the least value represented by the second one. Right? So for 22nd, it should be the second answer. That's correct, right? Yeah, the second answer. Okay. All right, people. So far, how's the situation? Is it okay? Do you got any places which need to be described again? Yes. How was it, people? Was it clear? Right. Okay, great. All right. So let's move. Now, in the 23rd, it is asking, Nuan borrowed 85 rupees from a friend. He paid the loan completely in 2 installments as A and B. Find the binary numbers from the following answer, which is equivalent to the installments, not the equipments, people, which is equivalent to the installments. So these 2 numbers, which is A and B, now here in some of the cases, this needs to be A, right? As well as here, this needs to be A, not the B. So we need to see what are the values that represents by these binary numbers, right? So let's take the first one. The first answer, A represents what? 101 triple zeros, right? So this means 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 are going to be the place values. Now this represents what? 32 plus 8. That means 40. So B represents 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. And again, the place values are going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 for these places. So this represents what? 32 plus 8, 40, 40 plus 4, 44, 44 plus 1, 45. Yeah, so 40 plus 45 gives you 85. Yeah, the first one answer is the answer. First one is the answer. Right? So the second one, yeah, so part B represents 45. So this is not 40, so it is wrong. We can be sure about that. And in here, again, B represents 45, and this is not 40. Again, that is wrong because of that. In A, this represents 45, and this is not 40. Because of that, it is wrong. So the first answer is the correct one for the 23rd. All right. And for the 24th and the 25th, I have given you a particular picture. Neither. Let me take that one. Right, so this was the picture that I gave to you and asked you to refer the 24th and 25th from these questions, right? So let me do the drawings here, right? So this is saying what is the correct output regarding the following circuit. Now here you can say, let me change the color. And the size, okay. So here you are going to receive A. So this is going to give you A bar. And here you are going to receive B. So this is going to give you A bar dot B. And from this line, this is going to give you A. Since the A bar dot B flows here, Z is going to be A plus A bar dot B, right? So now what we are going to do is, we are going to see what's the output or what's the truth table of this particular expression, right? So we got two variables over here. This is not enough room, hold on. Let me do it on the left hand side. So I take A and B as my inputs. So the values will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So now we are going to create A bar. So A bar is going to be 1, 1, 0, 0. So then I'm taking A bar dot B. So A bar dot B can give 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 1, 1, 0 into 0, 0, 1 into 0, it is 0. Right? So as the final answer, we have to add what? A and A bar dot B together. Right? So as the last one, A and A bar dot B together, we are going to have, let me use a different color here, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 0, 1. So this is the final answer that we are going to take. So when A and B is like this is going to be the final finding. So that gives you the fourth answer as your answer. Right? So fourth is the equivalent truth table for the circuit. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, is that clear about the truth table? Hold on, answer sheet for the 2 and this is for what? This is for the question number is 24 and 24. Yes, not the first one, people, not the first one. It should be the fourth one, right? It should be the fourth one. Correct it, people. 24, it is the fourth. Right? So then this truth table is belongs to what? Truth table ekageda. This truth table represents which gate? So when only 0 and 0 is there, 0 is outputting. In all other cases, 1 is outputting. So it is a OR gates truth table. So for the 25th, it's the second one is the answer. But on 25th, they get samata answer ka වැරදි ඇති. Yeah, 25th, it is also second one, not the first one. Right? Yeah, 25th, second one is the answer. Right? So please do the corrections, people. So your marks will be changed. So that is how we are going to achieve this kind of problems. Right? Okay. So moving to the 26th in here. So it's a simple one that they are asking. What is the logic gate of following truth table? This particular truth table. Now this gives you what? Again, a OR gate, right? So it's the same truth table that we received in the 24th and 25th. So here the answer is the second one. Right? So it's very simple. In the 27th, they're asking what is the correct value that should be input to A and B inputs in order to get 1 as the output of X gate given below. Now, when you are facing to this kind of question paper, since they are giving the output, so think reversely, right? Output එක ඉඳලා පිටිපස්සට හිතන්න ඕන. Right? Now, how we are going to think reversely? This is an AND gate. So to have 1 as the value or as the output of an AND gate, it is a must to have 1 and 1 as the inputs. In all other cases for the AND gate, it produces 0. Right? So 1 and 1 should be input to the AND gate to have 1 as the output. So since this line connects with the NOT gate, to have 1 as the output from a NOT gate, you need 0 as the input for that NOT gate. So this is 0 means A is definitely going to be the 0 because NOT circuit gets the signal from the line A. And now we can think about the B. Now here we have input as 1. That means the output of this OR gate is 1. So when A is 0, to have 1 as the output, B must be a 1. Right? So likewise, we can figure out what are the values for A and B. So A is going to be a 0, B is going to be a 1. So third one is the answer. Right? Okay. So the 28th. So it gives you a scenario, right? There is a house with a front and back door to enter it. This house has an electric bell for its safety. The bell will ring if someone tries to enter by any of 2 doors after 10 p.m. Right? So A inputs equal 1 after 10 p.m. So here A gives 1, but it is after 10 p.m., right? Take passing 10 p.m. as A, trying to enter by front door as B, trying to open the back door as C. So A is passing 10 p.m., B is opening the back door, C is opening the back door. And name the logic gate in order P and C, P and Q actually here, not C, P and Q. And name the logic, hold on, what they say. Name the logic gates in order P and C, and name the logic gates in order for P and Q. Yeah, people, this part shouldn't be in here. So let me cut it off. I'm sorry, I didn't quote that. It says, and name the logic gates in order for P and Q of the following logic circuit. Now, if you are buzzing the alarm, it means alarm is going to give you the output 1, right? So this 1 should be given if someone open any of these doors after 10. So after 10 p.m., A is going to receive you 1 anyway, after 10 p.m. Right? Now, in case, දිහාන එතන එක කියලා ගත්තේ පුතේ ඒ කියන්නේ 10න් පස්සේ තියෙන අවස්ථාව ගැන මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ දැන් 10 පවු වුණාම මේ බෙල් එක වදිනවා කියලා කියන්නේ බෙල් එක 1 ඉන්ඩිකේට් කරනවා කියන එක දැන් බෙල් එක වදින්නේ 10න් පස්සේ කවුරු හරි දොරක් ඇරියොත්නේ ඒතකොට 10න් පස්සේ A කියන ලයින් එක දිගේ එන්නේ 1 කියන සිග්නල් එක right එතකොට to have 1 as the output when you are receiving 1 on this line, if you choose the OR gate to this particular place, මෙතනින් 0 ආවත් 1 කියලා output වෙනවා. මොකද 10න් පස්සේ 1 කියලා කොහොමත් මෙතනට එනවා. ඒතර මේ පැත්තෙන් 0 කියලා ආවොත් still bell එක වදිනවා. මේ පැත්ත 0 කියලා කියන්නේ මේ දොරවල් දෙකම ඇරලා නැහැ කියන එකනේ. Right? So because of that, this particular bell shouldn't indicate 1 when this is 0. So AND is the only gate which can satisfy that one. AND එක තිබ්බොත් විතරයි මේ දෙන්නම එක වුණාම එක කියලා output එක එන්නේ. right ඒක නිසා O gate එකක් Q වලට දාන්න බෑ. මොකද වෙන්නේ? එතකොට Q වල කවුරු හරි එක්කෙනෙක් okay වෙච්ච ගමන් bell එක වදින්න ගන්නවා. The requirement is the alarm should indicate after 10 p.m. in case if anyone trying to open any of the doors. Right? So Q definitely going to be an AND gate. P, now P connects the B and C. Now in this scenario it says alarm should buzzer either of these gates or either of these doors are being open. Then again එකෙනෙක් හරි open වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් buzzer එක වදින්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ B0 වෙලාවට C1 වුණොත් this should provide 1. When B is 1, C is 0, still this should provide 1. When both are 1, this should provide 1. When both are 0, then only this is going to indicate 0. Now that can be done using an OR gate. Right? So because of that, Q can be taken as AND, P can be taken as O. So the answer is going to be the first one, AND and O. Is that clear, everyone? Right. Okay, moving to the 29th. Rosira marking scheme එකේ තියෙන දෙක කියලාද? Should be changed පුතා. 29th. Hold on. P is O. Yes, I'm sorry, people. It's not the end. They are asking the order of P and Q. P is going to be O. My bad. P is going to be O. Q is going to be AND. It's the second one. 29 is the second one. Yeah. Yes, Dihan. අපිට වෙලාව පොඩ්ඩක් මදි වෙයි. අපි 29th එක කරලා ඊළඟ ටික ඊළඟ දවසේ කතා කරමු, since it is 7:15. Right, so for 28 the answer is the second one. Right, so the 29th, it is asking what is the output of the third pin integrated following circuit when inserting 1 from pin 1 and 0 from pin 2. So now that is a very easy one. 1 is given from this pin, 0 is given from this pin. So this is an AND gate. So 1 into 0 gives you a 0. So 3 is going to output you a 0. So it's definitely the 0. Right? So it's going to be the second answer for the 29th. Right. Now, the question number 30, 31, 32, and 33rd, you don't need to try those things, right? So we are going to discuss the things from 34 to the 40th by next week, people. As well as we are going to start the new lesson, and people, I am planning to give you a small handout, small kind of a book regarding the operating system, since we have a lot of things to write in the book. So I was thinking about saving the time of writing the things, right? So I will prepare the book and keep it in the institute, Nanapetha. Then I will drop a message to the WhatsApp group. Then you will go to the Nanapetha and collect it, right? So I'll try my best to keep it as soon as possible, right? So then you can collect it before next week, right? I'll drop a message. Man කියනවා WhatsApp group එකේ message එකක් දානවා book එක ගන්න කියලා. එතකොට ගිහින් ගන්න. ඊට කලින් ගිහින් ඉල්ලන්න එපා. Books නැහැ නැනපෙතේ. Right? So I'm finalizing the thing, and we'll let you know when you will be able to collect it. Right? Okay, so people, there are messages and some rumors that we can start the physical classes soon. So I'll let you know, like for the moment, there are no any confirmed message regarding that, right? So next week, we will definitely have an online session. So then meanwhile, I'll let you know how the physical classes are going to be, right? All right, so thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to end the session from here. We'll meet you next week to discuss the rest of the things and start the other things. Dilini, it's very good. It's very good, Dua. Right? So do the adjustment, people, according to the mistakes which has happened in the marking scheme. So by next week, we'll see how the total marks is going to be. Right? Okay, people. So thank you very much and have a very good night. I'm going to end the session from here.